The agriculture economy is looking for resolutions to international trade disputes.
If they could finish our deal with Mexico and Canada, it would give our farmers a ray of hope.
Spotted Wing Drosophila numbers are up in southwest Michigan, and Michigan Agricultural Commodities' Betz will join us with a market update. I'm Janelle Brose, and this is Farm News 5.
Farm News 5 is brought to you by Ford.
Firming up trade deals and improving relationships with trading partners were the hot topics at a national commodity conference held in Grand Rapids earlier this week.
Canada and Mexico are our very good friends, period.
U.S. Department of Agriculture Undersecretary for Trade and Foreign Agricultural Affairs Ted McKinney spoke to Farm Bureau members and staff from 15 states about the positive relationship the U.S. has with its NAFTA trading partners, Mexico and Canada. McKinney says now, 25 years after NAFTA was first enacted, is the right time to modernize the agreement.
25 years later probably is a right and necessary time to hit the reset button, to right-size it. And so two great examples of things that have come already that are in the wait for an approval are the biotechnology chapter of NAFTA 2.0. There was no biotech chapter in the original NAFTA. That language is outstanding. It's a model for the rest of the world to follow. The same goes with the sanitary, phytosanitary chapter. That's the food safety, food security kinds of chapters where oftentimes countries will hide behind an SPS concern as an excuse not to have free, fair, and open trade. That chapter has been completely rewritten. It looks outstanding. I think we're very near with Mexico. There's some things we've got to work through, but I think we're very near. Our friends with Canada, though, seem to be dug in on this Class 7 managed milk supply. And I would just echo Secretary Perdue when I say, if you're going to have a managed milk supply, manage it. They're not managing it. They deny our milk to come in, and then they take all their excess dried milk powder, dump it on the world market at half to two-thirds the world price. I don't think there's very much free, fair, and reciprocal about that. So it's actually surprising that our friends in Canada are exhibiting this behavior. So we're going to see how we can work that out, and hopefully they'll come and realize that's not in the best interests of free, fair, and reciprocal trade either way, and come to fruition. I hope we land that one soon. It needs to.
While NAFTA renegotiations continue, the trade war with China is escalating. Undersecretary McKinney says the Trump administration's tariffs on China are 301 tariffs, handed out for what they call bad behavior.
But that said, our friends in China have not been playing by the rules for a long time. Cheating, the theft of intellectual property, a lot of it with agricultural companies. Delaying regulatory decisions is having and has had a real impact on U.S. farmers and ranchers. And I don't mean just soybeans, I mean across many, many, many different commodities.
This is a new era.
American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duvall says while farmers appreciate the tax and regulatory reforms initiated under the Trump administration, when it comes to trade, the president needs to get a deal done.
Mr. President, we're so proud of your tax reform, your regulatory reform that you're bringing to us. It's taken a lot of burdens off us in farmland, and we're very much supportive of your policies. But when it comes to trade, we need for you to get a deal done. We have to have foreign trade so that we can continue to grow our agricultural industry and keep our communities healthy. And it's the biggest important part of it is that we do it in a timely manner. That means we've got to have some really wins real soon in the calendar. And if you can do that for us, we'll continue to stick with you. But we need you to finish a trade deal now.
A new mobile app predicting the risk of white mold in soybeans is now live. Growers using Sporecaster can input data such as field name, row spacing, irrigation, and field location to calculate the probability of white mold epithelial presence. The results can then be used to determine disease management strategies and fungicide applications. The app is available for download on both iPhone and Android devices.
The Michigan Soybean Promotion Committee is devoted to investing soybean farmer checkoff dollars to address grower concerns. We focus our efforts on production research, market development, and outreach. Learn more at michigansoybean.org.
Spotted wing Drosophila catches are on the rise in southwest Michigan. It is important to take management actions when SWD are detected and fruit are ripening or ripe. This includes increasing harvest frequency, keeping fields well pruned and clean, removing and destroying leftover fruit, and using recommended National Organic Program compliant insecticides where applicable.
Are they an employee or an independent contractor? It is an important distinction to make when hiring. Read attorney Deanna Swisher's article in the Foster Swift Agricultural Law News to learn more about the difference.
With a look at the latest market activity, here is Michigan Ag Commodities' Chris Betz.
Thanks, Janelle. Tariffs and favorable weather continued to weigh on trade this week. President Trump made a small concession Wednesday in negotiations with China, announcing that he would not pursue restrictions on Chinese investment in U.S. technology, but rather bolster an existing review process. Trade responded positively, but the bigger question is how China will respond to the latest round of U.S. tariffs set to go into effect July 6th. Midwest weather continues to lend pressure, but extended forecasts look a bit hotter and drier for July, which could lend some support. Hot and dry weather will also promote wheat harvest as it moves north. Farmers should avoid making panic sales in the current environment, with plenty of U.S. production risk ahead of us and the wild card of progress with U.S. trade negotiations. For more market information, go to michiag.com. With Michigan Agricultural Commodities, I'm Chris Betz.
For more news and video, visit MichiganFarmNews.com and the Michigan Farm Bureau channel on YouTube. With Farm News 5, I'm Janelle Brose. Have a great week of farming.